for a bit. What we're digging into today, which is a little bit more strategy related, which I don't do as often, but I think it's just such a brilliant resource that I've been really excited to get to share with you. And we've just been in touch with them to see if they did have some sort of an affiliate link that we could share with you all. And they did. So that's what's up in the description. And I believe it gives you a free trial to get to try it out. But I will say, you know, we use Hello Audio really consistently at this point, and I'm going to break down how we actually use it, what courses and programs we use it for. We're actually launching a new audio only membership today. This is the funny thing. This is why I'm like, if you will just trust in the alignment, if you will just trust that it's all adding up, it will. I did not plan to have our call today on the day that we were also opening our new audio membership and make today's call about this Hello Audio and how we personally use it for private podcasts, all that sort of thing. I didn't plan this. This is how good life is when we live in flow, is that it supports us and everything comes together in the perfect timing, whether it looks like it's going to or not, okay? Topic for today is on this idea of a private podcast, the power and ease of private podcasts to grow your list plus get paid for being you. What is a private podcast, right? I didn't know what this really was even a year ago. And we've been using Hello Audio probably for about that amount of time. And I actually think it was maybe one of my clients in here that recommended it originally when we were looking for a really amazing way to be able to turn some of these longer trainings into audios. Because if you're anything like me, I love all of you who are on here live. I absolutely, you know, when I've worked with coaches and mentors and that sort of thing, I did my best to always be on live with them because I wanted to be around their energy. That was the number one reason that I signed up to work with them. But it was pretty rare that I would go back and watch replays of videos. And, you know, I think at this day and age for us all to sit down and watch like 3 hours of videos is not something that a lot of us do. And I tend to be a really active person. I love to be outside. I love to go for long bike rides and just be moving. And so I won't sit down and watch a 3-hour video, but I absolutely will listen to a 3-hour podcast. And I do it really, really regularly. And so when this came across my desk, this idea that I could start putting my trainings into audio form and private podcast form, it got me really excited and amped up because what I'm consistently looking for in my own business is what would I want? What would I want as a client? How would I want to access things? Why would I be joining? And how can I make the work as easy as possible for people to use? And knowing that for me, I love audio and I love getting to listen in that way, that it felt like a no-brainer to start to put some of my courses and programs into this. I'm trying to remember the first one that we did it with, and I feel like it was Superflow. And this is the amazing thing. You know, at this point, we've put Superflow into it. We've put Clarity Cure into it, Fit Sexy, Free, all of the academy, every training you have with me, whether you know this or not, the 2 times trainings that you have with me every single month, these get uploaded to your private podcast just for Academy and MMM members who have access to all of these. So you've got those new episodes coming every single month onto there. My Massive Money Manifestation clients, you know, that's a 40-hour program. Like, it is a money immersion, and it's something that can really work with you for life to keep expanding your experience of money. But who has the time to sit down and watch with love? I know I created it. 40 hours of videos. Like, that's a thing, right? That's probably like more than a semester of college in a class or like in a university. And so I've been consistently looking at how can I make the work more accessible? How can I make it more, not bite-sized? I don't want everything to just be these like 60-second videos because you're not going to get a breakthrough for the most part that's going to change your life forevermore in simply a 60-second video. But a lot of the work that we do here, it's not just about what I'm saying. It's about the energy that I intend on saturating these calls with and this space with. And there's a certain amount of energetic, like chiropractic work that happens in these calls so that you are having alignment and adjustment and breakthrough simply by being on the energy of this space, whether you listen to every single word I say or not, right? And for those of you who have been here for a little bit, or even those of you who are newer and only maybe attended a couple calls, feel free to share in the comments. I know many of you have told me that there's something about being on these calls, there's something about the energy of this that brings about an aha and a breakthrough for you. And it's like we're at it, we're in a frequency here. And so when we're all here together, whether you're listening to the replay or watching this or here live, there is a certain frequency to this. And I think of it like a tuning fork. For those of you who are in music, you know, if you hit that tuning fork and you can hear that sound and that reverberation, that's what we're doing here. My work, my voice is one of my tools. Not just the words I say. I actually think the words that I say to a certain degree are less important than the frequency. And that there's something in this frequency that holds a reverberation that opens you up and aligns you to who you actually are. So, knowing that my voice is one of my superpowers, it has been my intention repeatedly to find ways to get this work into more hands. And what I found by starting to use something like a private podcast like Hello Audio and taking my courses and programs like this and putting them into that format as well, so they're available in either format, what I've noticed is that more people are using more of the work and consuming it more. And I hear from you all the time that you allow these audios to play in the background for you consistently. I've had clients reach out and tell me that they turn these audios on before they go to bed, just on low, and they let it sink in at a subconscious level, because there are powerful shifts that are happening that are above and beyond just strategic moves, right? And that's what's so powerful about this space, this community, and the work that we do here. I'm not just going to tell you, go do X, Y, and Z to make your business work. I will give you guidance. I will show you what has worked for me and other clients. And I will allow you to obviously take that and make it yours and use it in the way that feels good for you. But what I care about most is that when you come into this space, that there is a frequency to this and you suddenly feel more confident, more empowered, more clear, more unstoppable, because you have tapped into your own infinite, limitless space. And from there, you can go out and do anything. Okay, so when I've had the biggest shifts and up levels for myself, when I personally worked with mentors who felt deeply aligned with me in the past, it personally was less about coaching calls. It was less about even having private sessions with them or email or any of that. What I needed most for me and the way that I know that I worked was being able to listen to their audios on repeat. And anytime that I would feel fear or second guessing or slip into my old patterns, I'd be able to throw one of those on and I'd immediately come back to what I knew I needed to do and who I was meant to be. All right? So when we talk about this idea of a private podcast, what I love about something like Hello Audio is it's so freaking easy. Like the first time when we came across these guys and I looked at their site, and I think I was chatting with Keishani, like over our team messenger thing, which is called Slack. And I was like, I just want to give these people money. I love offers that make me be like, just throw money at these people. This is so brilliant. Because we had spent so much time in the past having to hire additional team members and such to try to edit the audio off of videos. And it was a pain in the ass. With Hello Audio, and I'm not a freaking Hello Audio rep, I'm just so impressed after having used them for a year, how easy they are. What you can do is you download your videos. So Keishani downloads this video. She'll download it off of Facebook. And she will literally just drag and drop it into Hello Audio, and it immediately converts it from video into audio. And I mean, depending on the length of the video, might take a little longer, but I'm going to say in general, a few minutes. It will take this entire video and turn it into a high quality audio format. And then you could always take it from there and edit it if you want to. But what's amazing about this is then you have this content. For those of you who have already been recording videos or have done lives already, you probably have a ton of content that you've been wondering what you could do with. And a lot of times it doesn't come down to needing to create more stuff. It's actually about taking the stuff you've already created and getting it into more hands, making it more user-friendly and accessible, right? And that's one of the amazing things that having a private podcast does for you. Now, let's talk about these audios for just a second, especially for those of you who are newer. And let's say you don't have a bunch of videos hanging around, or you didn't have this, vault of videos that you don't know what to do with type of thing. What I still love about this, for those of you who enjoy recording audios or are looking for an easy way to get your first, let's say, freebie out there to be able to grow your email list, is that you can do this with an audio. My first freebie back in 2014 was a 5-day audio series that I created. I think it was called 5 Days to Thrive, and it had some tagline. And that was the first thing that I used to grow my email list, that I was sharing with people and in Facebook groups. And when, people were interested in what I did, that's the freebie that I shared with them. And it was from that freebie that I had my first $5,000 client sign up. And let's be clear, prior to that, I'd had two $50 single sessions, and that's all that I sold. And so I knew that it was time to grow my audience and grow my email list. I felt inspired to create an email sequence or an audio sequence, my audio series. And that led to my first $5,000 client, which was a 90-day container working together. And she paid in full. And that was such a big moment for me, because 2013, I made $7,000 total. Now, I'm not saying you must have an audio sequence. That's the thing. What I'm saying is audio is such an easy way to create a quick, consumable freebie that you can be sharing online ASAP and starting to grow your email list with. I am such a big fan of small, daily compounding action over big, crazy, over the top, whatever things. Small, daily compounding action makes all the difference. And all of you here have access to my course From Emails to Clients over on your membership site as a bonus course. And there's a tracker in that course, or you can create your own spreadsheet that helps you to track your email list growing. And my recommendation is to be growing your email list by at least one person a day. Gamify it. Make it a game. What needs to happen for you to grow your email list by at least one person every single day? Now, some people unsubscribe or whatever, so be it. That means you're emailing and you're showing up and you're refining your email list. But a lot of times people come to me and are trying to figure out what on earth do they do for their freebie. For freebies, and there's a whole training on this in the core part of Academy, but I love for freebies to be consumable. You don't need to write an entire ebook. Give people a quick win. And that's why things like that first audio series work so well for me. My free millionaire mirror visualization we've been sharing for years, and people love, love, love that. And it's not long, right? It's probably like a 15-minute guided audio. If you have something in you that you would love to be sharing, and you could either go off the cuff, or you could even, type up some stuff and read it off of there, that's fine as well. It can be really easy to record a quick audio. And I love things like Hello Audio, the program, or whatever it's called, software, it's not even that, it's not that complicated, an app. Because it allows you to really quickly be able to upload your content to that space. And here's what I love about it. So for those of you who've been in my audience for a while, I used SoundCloud for a long time. SoundCloud is still lovely and great. Here's why I chose to switch to Hello Audio. Because when you upload your content to your profile on there, it automatically is available on every major podcast platform, but not publicly, privately to the people who have access to it. Now, I'm not going to go deep into the tech side of this today. If you all do want more on the actual tech side, I'm sure maybe like Keishani could hop on and actually do like a screen share with you and show you what our Hello Audio desktop looks like and where we store everything and how you go in and edit stuff. I'm sure she'd be happy to do something like that for one of your upcoming calls. There's also, it's really user-friendly, so it's not actually a complicated thing at all. But what I love is I'm able to create content, whether free or paid, that is only available to a certain group of people who have either opted in for something or paid for something. And if they opt out or they cancel their payment or whatever happens there, we can cancel their access so they no longer have that private podcast. But it allows us to really easily be able to get usable, consumable content value in the hands of as many people as possible. Okay. So what I love is I'm able now, even for myself, I can open up my podcast. So this is the new one that we've just uploaded today. It's called the 2 Living Free Vault. It's officially opening today for everyone. You all are welcome to join this as well if you feel called to it. But what I love is we were able to add 6 different courses worth of video trainings to Hello Audio for this specific course. And there's now 110 episodes that people can binge, listen to, download, speed up, slow down in the way that feels best for them. And I was able to really quickly and easily, we were as a team, be able to create this new audio membership. And so I'm sharing this for those of you who have been wanting to create a course and are just getting started. For those of you who have a ton of content already and have been trying to figure out what to do with it, I love to show you how we're making the most of what we have to create the biggest impact and income as well, rather than needing to create more things, create more things, create more things. And so what we are able to do now with this new To Living Free vault that's just come out, the sales page is tolivingfree.com/TLF vault. If you want to kind of see the breakdown of it or join. But the way that it's set up is so we were able to take, Shawnee rocked it out. She put it together so much faster than I had originally been intending. She went through and was able to take like all of the videos from Prepared to Receive, all of the videos from Soul-Led Freedom Revolution, all the videos from Surrender into Success, Unleash Your Soul, just tons and tons and tons of video trainings, 110 of them, and be able to drop them. And within a matter of days, I think 3 days, she had put these 110 video trainings, dropped them into Hello Audio, and they were all uploaded there. And then she went through and made the titles all pretty. And what's amazing is what I was just showing you right there. This is my Apple podcast. Like I'm just in podcasts for myself right now, and I can click on there and go see them. So you can see what a nerd I am. Also, I'm like, oh, the podcast that I listen to, Cosmography is one of my favorites. It's like anthropology and history. But I love that it's like, oh, I have my To Living Free Vault podcast there. I have the Clarity Cure Vault podcast there. I can scroll through here and go to the different programs and open them up, okay? So it makes it a really easy, consumable way to be able to share your work with more people. And what I'm gonna be doing with that To Living Free vault, so it has all that content in there, but I've also created a new Telegram channel. And part of the reason that I personally love Telegram is because I can record audios. If Facebook would come up with a way for me to do that, be able to record audios in these groups, I'm not aware of it happening yet. I would do it here, but because they don't, I love using audio. And so what this new To Living Free vault is allowing me to do is take a ton of my past courses that are really high value but are difficult for people to use and put them into an easy, user-friendly format that's almost like the Netflix for ease, alignment, and flow, like having me in your back pocket so you can listen to those things on repeat. And not only that, then I will have this Telegram space for the clients where I can record twice monthly new audios in there, off the cuff, as inspired. We will take those audios and we will add them to the podcast as well. So it will be this ever-growing vault of amazing content and resources that will still have a bit of that community aspect, but is really what I wanted it to be more than anything. And I knew that this would really resonate for those of you, one, if you're interested in it, but also for you to be able to potentially create for your own audience, is I wanted people to not have to have their laptops, not have to attend a video training, not have to, be all set up somewhere, that you could be traveling and living free and all of that. And all you have with you is your phone, and you can be listening to content in podcast form. You can be sharing or downloading stuff directly, almost like from an app. And so I wanted it to be that easy. Okay. So I'm so excited to get to share all of this with you today for those of you, because I think that we love working in this way. And I know that for many of you, it's going to excite you as much as it excites me to be able to make these things so easy and user-friendly. And we've been considering kicking off our free podcast again, and I just still haven't felt inspired to do so. My focus has really been on writing my books and getting my books together, and then really getting this work into the hands of tens, if not hundreds of thousands of people. And so focusing on how can I do those two things? And that's where this paid private podcast came from. So how does this affect you? One, if you already have videos lying around that are really high value and you've been wanting to use them more but not sure what to do with them, they're really easy to drop over into this Hello Audio and create a private podcast with. If you have been wanting, with Academy, for instance, I recorded all the core videos initially, then we transcribed them into written guides, And then we've also put them into audio, so that I really wanted this content to be as accessible as possible, and for people to be able to access it, whether they were watching the video, reading, or listening, and have it available in more formats. For those of you who are brand new, it can be so much easier to put together a quick audio or couple audios for your own freebie guided visualization, meditation, trainings, whatever, and put that out in the world as a freebie to be growing your list. That can feel so much easier than needing to go set up a web page and all of these other things. For those of you who are wanting a membership site or create your own course, obviously you can still use videos and guides and other resources, but this gives you a really easy way to create content. Also, a book that I'm finishing reading right now is called Quiet, and I think the subheading is something along the lines of like being an introvert in the world that won't stop talking. For those of you who don't know, I am such an introvert. Highly sensitive introvert, and having listened to almost this entire book now, it has been so important for me and changed my life in so many ways, because I see all the ways that in the past I've tried to make myself be more of an extrovert and be outgoing and be social, but the truth of the matter is I'm a big freaking introvert. I have 2 calls a month. I can get around having 2 calls a month. Soon I will have 3, because I'm going to add a monthly call in for my mastermind as well. That's it. And it's not like, part of it is like, yay, look, I created freedom. The other part of it is I love to sit by myself and read books and not be a social human. Why am I sharing this? For those of you who also don't want to be on all the time, don't want to be hanging out on social media, don't want to do daily Facebook lives or Instagram lives or whatever, having a private podcast and using it as a freebie or a membership site or a course gives you a way to get your brilliance out in the world without feeling like you have to be on camera or be live all the time. I do lives because they absolutely fill my heart up. I love getting to connect with you all directly. And I love this so much more than even being in person. This, as an introvert, is more accessible to me. And what I'm realizing more and more is that I attract a lot of fellow introverts, empaths, sensitive types. And it's really a joy and an honor for me to get to be an example of how you can be all of those things and still share your message and be successful on your terms rather than what everyone else is doing, right? You don't have to be out there hustling and pushing and making the things happen and live every single day and all of that. No, this is a resource that allows you to get to be behind the scenes and be okay with it. It is okay to not have to be front and center all the time. This is probably, we'll go deeper with this topic probably sometime soon. But it's kind of amazing how my brand makes it look like I'm front and center, but really I'm a writer. I'm a writer, I'm an intuitive, I'm a modern day mystic. I literally have it written down here. I'm a spiritual advisor for modern day mystics. I calibrate you back to the infinite wisdom of your soul so that you can experience the true abundance and freedom you seek of being one with divine. And from here, everything is easy. That's my true work. That work for me is behind the scenes. It's quiet and it's deep and it's me by myself, and I'm able to create in that way and then share that work out through things like my private podcast, through things like on social media. I don't post. I can't tell you the last time I posted on Facebook or Instagram. Jocelyn takes my content. She posts it on there for me. I will spontaneously post some stories. But overall, I'm quiet, I'm observant, and I'm behind the scenes on pretty much everything. So for those of you who feel very similar to that and would really prefer to just like curl up with a good book rather than do anything else, this is a resource that I have fallen in love with that allows me to serve deeply, connect deeply, be paid for being me, but also not try to be someone than who I really am.